first plants of Triticale, created in the end of 19th century, have become the real revolution in genetics and selection. The crop that has been got by crossing rye and wheat combine the best economical and biological features of the parental forms. First varieties in Ukraine and Soviet Union were created in Institute of Plant Growing of Europe in a laboratory led by Professor Andriy Shelindin. In 1976, the variety of winter Triticale Amphidiploid 2006 was enrolled to the state registry. The high potential of the harvest, increased adaptability to unfavorable conditions, and quality grain has provided a fast recognition of Triticale in the world. For today, this crop is already taking 4 million hectares of the world's sown area. Continuing the traditions of the scientific school created by the outstanding selectionist Andriy Shelindin, scientists of the Institute of Plant Growing of Europe work successfully on developing and implementation of new varieties of spring and winter Triticale to agrarian production. 11 of 16 varieties of Triticale enrolled to the state registry for today are the varieties of Kharkiv selection.
These crops have very high adaptability. For example, their fruits have less blight. It needs less pesticides for defense of agrocyanosis created by these crops. They are: winter crop is more cold resistant and the spring Triticale is more drought resistant due to strong rotage.
Increased cold resistance allows a plant to bear the temperatures in the depths of bushing out till -20 degrees Celsius. Every new variety of the Triticale created in the Institute of Plant Growing of Europe goes through a trial for cold resistance level. Creation of forage varieties is one of the main works of Institute of the Plant Growing Laboratory of the Winter Triticale Selection and Genetics.
Triticale has a very useful feature taken from rye. It is, I would say, a strong bushing out. If wheat can give 3, 4, 5 ear stems, Triticale has an unlimited amount.
For today, the selectionists of the Institute have already created the varieties of the winter Triticale, which not only exceeded the winter wheat by the harvest and adaptability, but do not yield to it in bakery features. For today, another 4 new varieties of winter Triticale created by the selectionists of the Institute of Plant Growing go through a trial. At the same time as the selectionists think, winter Triticale hasn't got a proper recognition in Ukrainian agrarian production yet. Both biological and economical potentials of this prospective crop are not being used completely.
A crop ripped from a field, winter Triticale is ranked upon wheat. It's completely wrong because it is a crop and separate crop with a great adaptability taken from crossing wheat and rye. It is very important because the combination of 2 genomes allowed to create a really new culture as a result of shifting some chromosomes.
The scientists of the Institute of the Plant Growing of Europe have been working on the spring Triticale selections for 40 years. Bread made of Triticale has higher biological value comparing to wheat bread. First of all, by the contain of alkali and water-soluble protein. They are more useful for human organisms than alcohol-soluble, prevalent in a wheat bread.
As for spring Triticale, the grain contains a lot of vitamins necessary for improving the quality of poultry egg. It is really important because a huge number of food products contain egg yolk.
For 4 centuries of scientific selectional work, the scientists of Institute of Plant Growing have already created 20 varieties of the spring Triticale. The fact that Triticale doesn't need any pre-sowing fungicide protection allows common use in this crop in organic production. Today, the varieties of Kharkiv selection are going through trial outside of Ukraine, in Poland, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Turkey and Great Britain. This crop, as the selectionists are positive of, has a great potential and a prosperous future.
The climate is changing abruptly and in our case we need to have a number of crops that are adjusted to different climate conditions. I think we have to create an affinity group from Ukraine and from abroad to carry on a throughout discussion of selection program and to make a right decision. Because Triticale, both winter and spring, can be really of a common use.